points than anybody else, or he's certainly been behind the wheel when the warnings have been issued. So just under of this race still to go. 109 laps very shortly will be completed by the Scott Parkin driven IP racing machine, which is comfortably at this stage in the lead of the race from number 2, and Nick Jackson, who is just threading his way through the woodland section of the circuit at the moment. And it's a good fight actually for 2nd and 3rd place, well worth watching, because the 2 Jacksons, car number 2 Nick Jackson, under enormous pressure now from the car that sits behind, which is Dominic Jackson, and they are just working their way now. The yellow car of Nick Jackson, the grey car that's Dago flashes of Dominic Jackson for Axiometrics that sits behind over the start finish line now, and up towards Coppice Corner. So that is the fight for 2nd and 3rd in the race. Both of those cars are still on the lead lap, by the way, so the main batch already having to pick up 9 is our race leader Scott Parkin, so he's by a full lap now. And as for Mystery Racing and Adam Bonner, best part of 5 minutes of this race, and has now dropped down into 7th position. He's up to 6th, just cut the number 14 turn 7 car in the race. Claim a win last year at the, sorry, 2nd place last year at the IndyCar 500, the number 72 car, the final race of the 2021 season. Donington Park Misty Racing, which was Simon Bonham sharing with Robert Thomas that weekend, they finished in 22nd position and were 5 laps off the lead of the race. Of being repaired. How is the score for 2nd and 3rd coming on? It's just coming towards the bottom of the mountain now. It is going to be no longer in 2nd place. Down to 3rd goes Castrol Racing, because through has gone Dominic Jackson. So the number 18 Axiometrics car in front of the clubhouse up into 2nd place. The all-yellow Castrol car down into 3rd position. 4th place is PSR Racing, the number 23 car, still on the same lap as those 2 ahead, but that's Jack Wood. He's nearly a minute and a half shy of them, so Jack Wood is a long, long way adrift of wanting to join in this battle for 2nd and 3rd place. An hour and a half to go. Let's just sort of run you through what the top 10 looks like with 90 minutes remaining. Car number 36, Scott Parkin leads by a full lap in IP Racing's car by number 18, which is Dominic Jackson in Axiometrics.com. Number 18 car in 2nd place. 3rd is number 2, which is Castrol and Nick Jackson. 4th, as I just mentioned, is 23 Jack Wood from PSR. 5th at the moment is car number 88, which is Cadwell Racing. It sits there in 5th position. That is Dominic Stokes. 6th is car number 14, which is behind the race, the turn 7 car. 7th is car number 121, which is Carl Amity. Andrew Hitch is back behind the wheel for the final part of this race. Having started last, having hardly done any laps at all, but having dropped hardly a single lap since. It's car number 1 now for the tail end of the field. Fantastic stuff from Burton Power Racing and Stephen Gilbert that's behind the wheel. 9th is number 56, which is Hard and Enthusiastic. They come from 32nd on the grid. Martin Dilworth on driving duties and completing the top 10 is car number 8 now. I did say I didn't think we'd see the VEC Motorsport car had Ben van der Boos behind the wheel, but Ben is on board now, and that car is up inside the top 10 as Misty Racing still continues to repair their kind of pit lane. Now I think Jack has some news.
I do indeed. I'm currently stood in the assembly area with Autotech Motorsports Reece Gallo. He's just got out of the number 64 machine after an hour and a half behind the wheel. So, Reece, tell me, the race end is getting ever closer. How did you find the track and the car as well?
Oh, the track was brilliant. There's plenty of grip out there. The car was flawless. Safety car doing a reset. Gives us a chance to cool down, get the car ready for the next step. Lots of low safety, back up.
And also, as the racing, there is there any sort of round that's standing out to you? Of course, you've got the Anglesey 24-hour, and then we've got the 50-car 500 at Brands Hatch for the final round of the season, but then there's also there and all the prices as well. Great stuff, thank you very much, Reese. Andrew Howell now behind the wheel of the number 64 machine, and we're now within an hour and a half at the end of the race. Well, then we'll wait back
Thanks a lot, Jack. Yeah, thanks for all the hard work ferreting out the news and the driver interviews in the paddock area. But yeah, he'll be back at Charlie's for the final hour and a half of the race, there or thereabouts, and he'll make his way probably on the penultimate lap back round the circuit again to do the podium presentations at the end of this particular race. So yeah, the Autotech Motorsport car we've just been hearing from the number 64 car, which was recently, is now in 13th position. 13th, that's because Misty Racing have been in the pits now, getting the car repaired for 10 minutes, and they are now down into 15th position as a result of those problems. So some of it was as a result of the 60-second stop-go penalty because of the contact, and then of course with the front bumper missing, you've got to get that one back on, and that's into the pit lane here on the start finish line comes for a stop-go penalty, car number 28. Now, I think there was some confusion as to where the penalty needed to be served. I think clarification that this needs to be served in the lower pits, and it is the Elite car of the there is having conversations being said. So Terry Scowell, who is one of our club of the course, which has been animated, trying to put the point across as to whatever it is. I think it's all to do with track limits. It was ultimately a black and white warning flag. The car did not come into the pit lane. What was able to drive the 5 minute done within the 3 laps. So what is a warning is now a black flag for that car. So conversations are going on. It's going to mean that the stop is going to take longer than otherwise it could have done, whilst I think the officials are just letting Costa know as to what had happened, and now that they've told him as to what should happen and made him aware of the error of his ways, the car is allowed back out onto the circuit. But that number 28 car now was exiting the lane in 17th position, 5 laps off the lead of the race. And remember, that was a car that in the hands of Damien Hirst earlier on was running up in 2nd place. That was slightly out of kilter with where the pit stops were, but you know, it was on merit at the time, but it had always got an extra pit stop to do relative to others that were behind it. So we've now got an hour and 25 minutes to go. We've got 12 laps through the clubhouse towards Hall Bends goes the Napa liveried number 36 race leading IP racing car of